ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, with my beautiful bearded husband, Josh, here in the room with me now.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, you sexy bitch? How you feel? You actually, I saw on your Instagram stories last night, you took the family out to a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
What was it?
That was the Dallas Arboretum.
What was that about?
They just set up all these Christmas lights and have this musical tree that they...
Looked good.
That was actually really cool.
Looked like the kids enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I was impressed. They did it up the right way.
How much was it, like, per ticket?
It wasn't that much, like $20 maybe.
Oh, that ain't bad.
No.
Okay, that's good.
Of course, the hot
inflation,
chocolate was like $10.
Shut the fuck up.
I know.
That's where they get you.
$40 worth of hot chocolate.
Little bastards with the freaking the $20 $10 hot chocolate, little sons of bitches.
It was nice though. It wasn't super cold, but it was cold enough to where we could wear like the hats and all the stuff.
The kids looked adorable, man. Your daughter was like smiling bright. I saw that. I was like, oh,
I don't want one. I'll just look at yours.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm spilling shit over here. No, so we're going to double. We got a back-to-back today. We had two podcasts. This morning we interviewed congressional candidate Tony Cowden out of North Carolina's new 4th District, former Green Beret, 24 years of service. I liked what he had to say. I agree a lot of what he had to say, and I was introduced to him by a mutual friend on social media, said, hey, you need to check this guy out. He's running for Congress. Go interview him, see what you think. And I've actually had some requests to interview some other congressional candidates that are making a bid for Congress, and I love seeing it. He definitely sounds really libertarian. Mm-hmm. Like I liked, and I didn't want to like put my views out there because I don't think he knows who I am. But that's one of those things I want to see what he has to say, and I liked a lot of what he had to say. I agree with it. I appreciated it. But anyway, that episode is going to be uploaded here soon, as well as this one as well. So you're going to get like a double whammy, and this will be the last episode that we'll be doing for this year. Immediately after this, I have to go home and pack, heading to Cali to go be with the girl, and then we're heading to Alaska, and we're going to spend, I'm really excited about this. I haven't had a vacation in 2 years, a vacation in the sense of like getting the hell out of Texas, getting away from it all. I'm probably not going to turn off social media because, you know, we have an end of year sale coming up for Shell Shock. For those that are not aware, we're going to be marking certain products down 30, up, down, up, blah. Oh my God. I got to stop doing the show high. This is getting ridiculous now. I just got a lot on my mind right now. There's so much stuff to get done. But we're marking some products down 30% off. And our newest deal that we're doing right now is we now have the Shell Shock CBD Delta 8 vapes. And you can buy these. These are disposable, and they also have our battery that you can charge. So this is not the 1 ml disposable pen. This is literally a battery you can buy. It's rechargeable, and we have disposable vape cartridges. And essentially, they mirror everything that we have in stock, the different lines. And we're running a deal now to where if you buy 5 vape cartridges, you get a free battery. How much is the battery? Like $20, $15? No, the battery's
15.
The battery's like $15. So you're saving $15. If you buy 5 vape cartridges, and again, code Burke will still save you 10% off of that. Now, the sale we have coming up at the end of this year, it starts December 26th and ends on the 2nd. We're marking down, we're doing the watermelon Fallout gummies, are going to be marked down 30%. We're marking down the Delta 8 blueberry, passion fruit. We are marking down,
watermelon.
We talked about that, watermelon Fallout.
Doritos.
They're all being marked down up to 30%. And then again, that's going to be going from December 26th till the 2nd of the new year.
I think it's the 3rd of the new year.
Is the 3rd? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have that sale going down, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you check that out. That's our last end-of-year blowout sale. That's going to be the last big sale we have for some time. And from there, we're going to kind of put a little pause. We're going to be focusing on opening up the new storefront in downtown Dallas. We have some other products that we're going to be releasing throughout this next year, but we're going to slow it down a little bit because we've been going... we've been going fast.
Yeah.
Like we just hit our 2-year anniversary, didn't we?
On the 13th.
The 13th.
December 13th,
We are 2 years old. Shell Shock CBD is now 2 years old. Bro, that's fucking crazy.
It's going by kind of fast.
It has. 2 years, we have like expanded exponentially. Our product line is over...
It's a lot.
God, I want to say it's like over 25 products that we have launched in under 2 years. We have like exponentially... We've grown exponentially in a very short period of time, where I think most businesses probably would not do that. It'd be like 2 or 3 products, like slowly
getting into it.
Dude, we went pedal to the metal, and we didn't. And we're not slowing down. Well, we are, but we still have a lot on the horizon that we're doing. So for those that don't know, we're going to be pushing into the realm of apple cider gummies. We're going to be pushing in the realm of more holistic, healthy kind of stuff without additives from big pharma and shit like that. And these are going to be ingredients that come from the ground. We've talked about doing turmeric. We've talked about doing ginger, things that you can actually go do research for yourself and see that is actually good for your body. Now, these are not going to be a cure-all. This doesn't cure cancer. It's nothing
but
like
it's going to help your immune system.
We're doing the elderberry thing with immune boosting, and you can go do this research. This is not us peddling bullshit. You can go look up these ingredients and see these are natural occurring ingredients that will help your body.
Yeah. Because we've gotten together with scientists about putting together these blends.
Yeah.
So these are proprietary blends that you're just not going to find in the grocery store, but they're just going to be exclusive to what
our manufacturers are working with us. And that's why it
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. When people say you should do this, like the formulation process for our manufacturer, our techie boys, it takes them a while. And we pay extra, but it's also, I know you're going to buy it because, number one, we want a good quality product. We don't want bullshit on there. And what you see on the ingredients list is what's in that product.
The one with apple cider vinegar,
the chili powder.
pepper.
Jesus Christ, that was a good idea.
It's really
that
good.
was a really good idea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think, I'm not an apple cider vinegar guy. I hate that shit, but the gummies are amazing. And they added a little bit of chili powder, so it has a little bit, not much, but a little bit of a kick.
Yeah.
Like, I like this. Like, this is really good. So
yeah, we got some good things on the horizon here.
and that's at shellshockcbd.com, official sponsor of this podcast. We have the johnburke.us site coming soon. It's going to basically be a place where we're going to be hosting the podcast. We're going to basically take away from big tech, big social, and we're going to be pushing it to our own platform. I see Andy Frisella doing it. We're going to mirror that because essentially this is what they've created. This is what they've caused. They've caused people to say, fuck Facebook, fuck YouTube. We're going to a platform that you can't touch, you can't regulate. Even talking about COVID on YouTube will get me banned. As a matter of fact, here soon, I'm going to have to end the YouTube stream. You can check us out over on Twitch. It's twitch.com/thejohnburke. We stream live there. And also my backup account, John Burke, the All American Savage Show podcast. You can see that on YouTube. We're streaming live there as well, to include Facebook. But I'm getting really tired of being censored left and right. You know, they're bad about this. So this is what they forced us to do. We'll be having articles written on there. We'll be having, you can sign up. You get great deals for being a member of that website. You don't have to subscribe. It's completely free. There's no paywall. We give you this content for free because we know that you appreciate it. Number two, you actually support shellshockcbd.com. You guys make it wonderful. I don't ever want to do a subscription. We talked about, or we tried it one time, but
this was years ago.
This was years ago. I didn't really like it too much. But we continue doing this content because Josh and I love doing this. We love of country, love of standing for what's right. And that website's going to have it all there to where you can find us on social media. You can sign up for the SMS to where if I get censored. Matter of fact, if you are not following or you haven't signed up for the SMS list, let me pull up Twitch real quick. This is the link to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm serious when I say we do not sell your information. We would never do that. This information is strictly ours. Here is the SMS link. Boom. You can enroll now. This is for my personal thing. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We will never, ever sell your information. And this is the link right there. You can go sign up for it right there. We appreciate it. And it's spammed in the comments section of YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. So thank you for doing that. This also will be available on the website in the future for those that do not watch the live podcast and you actually listen in. And actually, no, the link is in the description on the iTunes podcast. So, but all right, let's get into this. We appreciate you being here. We love you, and we appreciate your support. And then, just like I said, this will be the last podcast for the year. We'll be back bright and early at the beginning of the new year with some fresh takes. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot happening between now and then. I think President Biden is set to address the nation today. I'm not sure what he's talking about. A lot of speculation saying that he's probably going to look at talking about imposing more mandates, stuff like that. But before we get started, let's do This Day in History. All right, this day in history, Pan Am Flight 103 explodes over Scotland. On December 21st of 1988, Pan Am Flight 103 exploded over Scotland, killing all 243 passengers and 16 crew members aboard, as well as 11 Lockerbie residents on the ground. A bomb hidden inside an audio cassette player detonated in the cargo area when the plane was at an altitude of 31,000 feet. The disaster, which became the subject of Britain's largest criminal investigation, was believed to be an attack against the United States. 189 of the victims were American. Islamic terrorists were accused of planting the bomb on the plane while it was at the airport in Frankfurt, Germany. Authorities suspected the attack was in retaliation for either the 1986 U.S. airstrikes against Libya, in which leader Muammar al-Gaddafi's young daughter was killed along with dozens of other people, or a 1988 incident in which the U.S. mistakenly shot down an Iran air commercial flight over the Persian Gulf, killing 290 people. 16 days before the explosion over Lockerbie, the U.S. Embassy in Helsinki, Finland, received a call warning that a bomb would be placed on a Pan Am flight out of Frankfurt. There is controversy over how seriously the U.S. took the threat and whether travelers should have been alerted. But officials later said that the connection between the call and the bomb was coincidental. That is this day in history, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the federal government failing at its jobs and duties to keep the public aware of what is going on.
You're kidding.
No kidding, right? Just throwing the FBI. Maybe they had something to do with it, too. Because they keep dropping the ball left and right. Oh, man, just so much news to get to. And we appreciate you tuning in and listening to us today, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this episode is brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Don't forget code BURK, B-U-R-K, saves you 10% off of all of your orders. And by the way, I forgot to mention, we just had the apparel go up on the website, too. I'll pull that up here at the end of the show. We have our shirts, hoodies, stuff. These are very comfortable. Josh is actually wearing one of ours. Boom. This is now available on the website. This thing is comfortable. It's Next Level Tri-Blend, I believe.
Yeah.
Dude, they're
those
very
Tri-Blends,
comfortable.
they're nice. Yeah,
they're money. They're great. They're a great form-fitting shirt. All right. Vermont city deteriorates after defunding police. Critics fear racist label for speaking out. Burlington councilor Zoraia Hightower says, "We're in a situation that I think nobody wanted us to get to." A Vermont city is paying the price for slashing its police force by nearly 30% amid the defund the police movement that spread across the country in 2020. I think this kind of serves as an archetype for like most liberal cities or blue cities that supported this. Like you're seeing a spike in crime, like we talked about in the other show, like the LA freaking PD's union rep was kind of like, yeah, don't come here. We can't protect you. Things are getting bad right now. This kind of serves as like just what's going on across the board here. She says, we're in a situation I think nobody wanted us to get to. Burlington councilor Zoraia Hightower, who introduced defunding the police force last year, told NBC News. Burlington, a majority white college near the Canadian border, slashed its police force by almost 30% by attrition. Hightower's resolution last year was partially written by an activist group called the Vermont Racial Justice Alliance and included suggestions such as decreasing the number of officers from 105 to 74. It also ended the school resource officer program that called for the money from that program to be directed to racial justice initiatives, NBC reported. The resolution also called for the creation of a committee that would review how to build a healthy and safe community and what institutions we need to reach that goal. Okay, just from a military standpoint on this, the first thing you always worry about anytime you are dealing with anything is security, security, security. If your security is not set, you do not own it, it's not safe, you can't operate. You basically, when they took out the school's police force, essentially, or the law enforcement officer that patrols the grounds, like, what did you expect was going to happen? Now you've removed all law enforcement. There's nobody there to ensure that things are safe. There's no gun there to protect you. So if somebody comes on as an active shooter, you're SOL. Dumb move. Not sure what they were. I mean, they weren't thinking at all. They never do. But the school resource officer program, just to what? To put out these groups of people that can actually help better their community? No, you have to have law and order. And when you do away with that law and order, then you're going to have anarchy. And this is what you get. So as they say, what soon followed was police officers leaving en masse, quality of life issues, and problems with the public safety. And consequently, virtually no one happy, the outlet reported. If you speak out against defund the police force, you're labeled a racist, business owner Mark Boucher said, or at least an idiot that does not understand the problem. He added that he became concerned with the state of the city after female employees were afraid to walk to their cars at night following the resolution passing. Whoa, hold on. Wait, Democrats. Why are you afraid to walk to your car? You have equality. You're the same as men. What are you scared of? What are you talking about?
What?
Can't you fight for yourself? Like, what is this? Why are you progressives whining all of a sudden?
What?
What did you think was going to happen?
Shit.
Suddenly, when you get put on like equal grounds to like defend yourself, then you start like, oh, well, I didn't mean it like this. It's like, well, that's exactly what happens. Now you're not really for equality. Now it's like, okay, well, maybe we are different. And then you're definitely like, you won't take a step back. It's like, wait, maybe there's something to the Second Amendment. I don't know.
Or that's maybe there's something to have a police force.
Could be,
maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ask Giuliani back in the 80s when he turned New York City around.
Mm-hmm. Got rid of the mob, yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe he might know how to do it.
It's weird. I'm not saying that the police are always the answer. I'm not saying there's no such thing as bad cops. That's where people go to the opposite end of the spectrum with it. But the fact is, you cannot eliminate your police force. Instead, we've talked about this many times, is that instead, maybe, restructure how the police are trained, check the recruiting standards, make sure that we're not lowering these standards, ensure that the actual process to become a police officer is very stringent and very selective. We don't just lower the freaking standards just because we're hurting on numbers. We actually uphold good police officers. They stay in shape. They qualify on their weapons. They have concurrent training that they go to. Money can be invested into this. It's the same in the military. Mm-hmm. You can invest it into better quality training of officers, and at the same time, you hold your officers accountable.
Yeah, and I think the foundation of the police force is solid.
Yeah.
Like honor, respect, protecting, like all that stuff.
I think for a while, it's just,
so that's a great foundation, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to follow that creed.
Well, I agree.
And the same in the military. So you think like all these military people are going to be these very honorable people.
Boy, are you wrong. I love when civilians say that, and it's no fault of their own. They don't know any better.
I mean, that's
really
that was my take.
Is nothing but honorable people. It's like, bro, if you've ever been in the barracks on a Saturday night, there's trains getting run, there's drunken escapades, there's fighting and brawling. These are like, I mean, let's just be realistic about this. This is why veterans, when they get out, are kind of like, we're not what you think we are. I'm not saying that about everybody. It's like, we're kind of troublemakers. We're like,
that guy was a
piece
of crap liar.
That guy was an asshole. But
you know who you are.
Some counselors reportedly assumed that slashing the force by attrition would unfold over years, but instead, cops left the force quickly. Burlington averaged about 95 active duty officers before defunding, and now it has only about 64. The outlet reported only 5 officers are able to patrol at night most of the time, according to... This is what you're going to do. You've created an environment that police officers don't want to stay. Like, I'm going to go do something better with my life, because why am I going to be in a town that, number one, automatically hates me because I'm trying to be a respectable person to keep people safe, to actually protect and serve. It's like, I'm not going to put my livelihood on the line for this, so I'm walking. I mean, you're lucky... you're lucky that friggin' more people have not walked off. That's fucking hilarious to me. So
they defunded the police. Where's that extra money going?
Well, they said they wanted to incentivize local new thing to research what they could bring into the community to actually make it better to where they don't need officers. Well, that's not going to happen.
You mean police?
You mean police, yeah. Institutions like that.
Look, we're just going to have some sort of security that will pay, that'll just, Police? Is police the word you're groping for?
Yeah. Oh, we got a troll in chat. He says, "Stop endorsing Trump. You lose." We don't endorse Trump here. What are you talking about? Like, why?
I don't endorse him, but I'm going to vote for him.
I'm probably going to vote for him too. Yeah, if he runs again, absolutely. But I love how these trolls come in here and they try and comment. It's like, you do realize that you're boosting our algorithm, so I'm not going to ban you. I'm going to let you keep going. So every time you comment, you're actually bringing us more exposure. So we appreciate that.
You're going to vote for Trump. We're going to vote for everybody. Come on.
Bro, like, really, what's your alternative? Like, you're really going to fucking vote for Biden again? Like, you're really going to do that?
He crapped his pants in the Vatican.
I love it how there's still so much Trump derangement syndrome. And it's like, well, I understand it kind of, because, Trump said a lot of stupid shit. He did a lot of good shit. But it's like, now we have, if Trump runs again in 2024, which I think he will, the GOP is definitely going to nominate this guy. They would be stupid not to, because unless DeSantis makes a run for it, which that would be interesting to watch. But I think when you basically put a head-to-head of Trump versus Biden, even Democrats are like... Yeah, sorry, Biden. No.
Yeah. Look at Manchin. He had a bail.
Bro, oh my God. I wonder if you think he's gonna come over?
No, I think he's gonna go independent.
Think so?
Probably.
So for those that don't know, Manchin's catching a lot of shit because the Build Back Better program got torpedoed by him.
Like him and Sinema.
Yeah, and they are furious.
Yeah, and they chased Sinema around.
Yeah, they harassed her. So now people are very interested to see what he's gonna do. I wonder if Sinema might go independent as well.
I don't know. They should stay Democrat. Screw them.
Yeah, they're going to get primaried. Or maybe not. Yeah, they'll probably get primaried.
But they'll probably get elected again.
Think so? I don't think so.
I think you got to get fed up with these people at some point and be like, who has my best interest at heart? Yeah. Is it going to be Kristen Sinema, who voted against this bill and against these things? I mean, that's my kind of Democrat. If you're going to be a Democrat, just don't go along with the mob.
Yeah. Well, the same goes to the GOP, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the GOP. Yeah. So I think there's plenty of GOP people that need to be primaried as well. I'd like to see some fresh faces in there. Get fucking rid of McConnell.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them.
It's funny you say that because we talk about fresh faces. Marjorie Taylor Greene is back in the news again today. And this comes from Newsweek or MSM.com. Look. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I've said this before, I think she's the AOC of the right. I think this woman is just so far unhinged. And that's why people are like her. She's very, she's got like the Karen vibe to her. She's like, you're not going to touch my kids. And I do respect that about her. She speaks her mind. I appreciate that. But at the same token, I don't agree with what she says and how she says it. And then the simple fact that you were a QAnon believer, you talked about Jewish space lasers, like this just leads me to believe that you fall easily for propaganda. And a lot of us do. I won't even sit there and say that I haven't in the past as well. But when you're an elected member of Congress, I think that you should kind of be smarter than that, I guess, to an extent. But she said, The article is, Marjorie Taylor Greene falsely claims New York passed a bill to forcibly vaccinate people. New York legislators could pass a bill that allows unvaccinated individuals to be detained or forcibly inoculated, but it hasn't passed either of the chambers, as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has claimed. Speaking at America Fest on Sunday, now, again, this is what these politicians do. This is what these influencers do. This, like all these political influencers, Turning Point, Kirk, Allen, all these people, they go to these events and they rile the base up, they hype you up, and they feed you tidbits of misinformation to get you pissed off. Now, you should be pissed off about things that warrant being pissed off about. Like the pissivity meter should be through the roof right now, quite honestly. But it needs to be on accurate things. Because if you don't hold true to an accurate center of the line saying this is truth, this is a fallacy, this is a fallacy, then we go off the beaten path of truth and logic into conspiracy theorism and hyperbole and basically trying to get ourselves riled up over misinformation. So let me read this article in its entirety, and you'll see where I'm coming from on this. Speaking at America Fest on Sunday, Greene told attendees that New York had passed a bill that allows for unvaccinated people deemed a danger to society could be detained. Greene said the government would have a hell of a time if they wanted to hold me down and give me a vaccine, and received cheers and applause when she announced that she was unvaccinated. That I don't disagree with that. I agree with what she said there. But here's the thing. This bill has not been passed. When asked for comment about Greene's claim that New York passed a bill that allowed for unvaccinated people to be detained, Nick Dyer, a spokesperson for Greene, sent Newsweek a tweet from the legislator that linked to a National Pulse story about a bill A416. Assemblymember N. Pick Perry introduced that bill at the beginning of the year, and Greene is correct that it would allow the government or their delegee to detain people who were deemed to pose an immediate threat and significant threat to public health. However, she's incorrect that it passed any chamber of the New York legislature. So you could say they are proposing a bill, check this out, versus they passed it. That's inaccurate. That's a lie. That's not true. So she's kind of shooting herself in the foot here. Like, you could have used this talking point to say, look, this is what New York is trying to do. Then you'd be truthful. You'd be honest. But when you sit there and say, oh, they passed it, they didn't pass it. This is a lie. You know, we have to differentiate between the two. And that's where I feel like people like her are doing this intentionally to essentially, you know, stir the people. And that's the problem there. It's like, you know, bring attention to it, you know, call your representatives, get involved, but don't sit there and make it sound like, well, it's already passed, we're fucked. It's like, I think that's a little misleading, I guess. And, you know, especially on the GOP side, we don't need that. The bill is still being held in committee and has not, and that also, by the way, being held in committee, it can still be changed. So we're getting mad right now about something that we don't even know if it's going to exist in that context. So, and here's the thing. If they did try and move forward with it as it is, no, I adamantly disagree with it. I think it's wrong. But you have to let them finish the product, finish writing it, removing, adding to what they want, and then they present it, and then look at the finished product and say, okay, now let's take a vote. Let's look at this as it is now versus, you know, in the process of being created, if that makes any sense. The bill is still being held in committee and has not had a vote in the Assembly or the state Senate. If a person needs to be detained more than 3 business days and request release, the governor or their delegee must ask for a court order authorizing a longer detention. Absent a court order, a person cannot be detained for more than 5 days after the request for release. I like the fact that they even phrase this like 3 to 5 days. Like, no, it should be no across the board. Absolutely not. Like, I'm not going to stand, like, absolutely, you're not going to detain me. Fuck off. This is New York, by the way. It's not going to be something that, you know, I think will ever hold root in Texas, especially not Florida. So, no, that's the other thing that just kind of blows my mind on this. But then this is New York. I'm surprised California isn't adopting this, to tell you the truth.
We'll see.
So,
I think, you know, there's a lot of conservatives in California.
There are, but a lot of them are kind of like, well, they're moving to more conservative areas of California. And then, you know, the blue cities are just, they're falling, man. They're falling. So.
Turns out not a lot of people like paying so much in taxes.
Yeah. Weird, right? That's just weird. Oh, my God. Biden, this is a breaking thing. And I haven't seen, I don't know what time Biden's speaking today. Honestly, don't even want to really listen to what the idiot has to say, but I kind of do.
I just can't stand listening
to him. I legit hate him. I think he's an idiot. I think Kamala's an idiot. I think all of them are just stupid.
Just total douchebags.
Yeah. This is coming from Fox News. Biden DHS to close Trump border wall gaps, dispose of unused materials. Biden shut down border construction when he entered office, leaving unfinished wall, abandoned fencing. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, announced Monday that it will use border wall funds to close some unfinished gaps in the wall that former President Trump started. Wait a minute. Wait. Are you telling me that Biden is now going to turn around and do the opposite of what he said he was going to do?
Screw that guy, because Governor Abbott had already started closing the gaps here in Texas. That piece of shit. You know what the number one cause of death right now between males 18 to 45?
What?
It's fentanyl.
Oh, you talking about in Texas?
Yeah, well, in the United States.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Fentanyl coming across through the southern border right now. That's the number one cause of death. Why aren't we hearing about that?
Yeah.
Makes sense now that he's going to try to close this border.
Yeah.
Let's
look at the stay in Mexico policy that he reversed. He's reversing. He's reversing a lot of things that he basically, as soon as he was in office, said we're reversing Trump's policy just because it was like anti-Trump, and he got a lot of support from the DNC on this. And now he's starting to see like, whoa, shit, I kind of unplugged these holes that he had filled. Now the ship is sinking. Maybe we should go back and plug some of these holes again. Biden is doing a 180 on this. And there's going to be more that he's going to do a 180 on, because he has, like, look, ladies and gentlemen, based upon what we were seeing in the conditions and the state of this country, Biden does not have control. This country is sinking right now. Inflation is as high as it's been in 40 years, 20 years?
Since 1981,
20-something years
1982.
Now.
Yeah, it's like 40-something years.
Gas prices are continuing to rise. Then he tries to get on there and say, oh, well, they dropped 10 cents. Like, bro, they're already astronomically high. The last time I remember gas prices being this high, I think it was under Obama. Or maybe that was Bush. I forget. I remember I was stationed at Fort Campbell. It was Obama. Like, I remember paying $5 a gallon in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Yeah, those scumbags are just like getting paid on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can't convince me that they're not getting paid.
Biden is not. The fact that he even said that he can stop COVID was a stupid campaign promise to make. Like, even his advisors should have been like, don't say that you're going to stop it. Like, don't say that you can end it. Just talk about, like, you can do it better. But clearly Biden is not. We have the Omicron variant coming out. We have states that are going into, there's like talk about states going back into lockdown. And again, the Omicron variant, Fauci and the rest of them have even talked about, like, it's not as dangerous as the other one, but you get where I'm going with this. Biden just does not have control. This country is just, a lot of Democrats are not happy with the Biden administration right now. The 2022 midterms coming up. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch his outcome.
They're going to get obliterated.
I think they are. I really think they are. Or what the left's going to have to do is rally with more moderate representatives that are going to run. But, I just... Man, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this country goes in 2022, 2024. Now,
that's probably what they're thinking to themselves is, oh my God, this guy's a complete disaster. This administration is terrible. Yeah. And they're not. Well, what if more people knew about that statistic, about fentanyl?
They wouldn't care.
You don't
no, because people double down.
That's the number one cause of males dying right now.
But let's make the same comparison of COVID deaths related to obesity-related deaths. Obesity-related deaths are far more than COVID deaths. Democrats still don't care. The narrative will not change. And nor should they care, to tell you the truth. I don't give a fuck what the leading cause is, because I have my own life. I'm not going to change my life to accommodate you. But the fact still remains of, if their priority is taking care of American lives, then the number one killer, or the number one leading killer of Americans, should be addressed first. But that also implies that's the government's job. I don't think it is. It's not the government's responsibility to make sure that you eat clean, or you eat healthy, or you exercise, or you don't smoke.
It is their job to make sure the borders are secure.
I agree. Yes, it talks about roads, borders, all this, and the government is clearly not doing that. And with Biden, it's just like
the number one killer for 18 to 45 years old, 26,000 deaths.
Yeah.
Border Patrol authorities have seized 11,000 pounds of fentanyl since the beginning of the fiscal year of 2021. Fentanyl, the number one killer. 26,000 or more than 26,000 more than COVID. 26,000 more deaths than COVID.
They're not going to talk about it. Again, it undermines the COVID narrative. They're not going to touch it. Why would they? It makes you look stupid. I mean, for example, like Biden had I think it was last week where Biden announced the travel ban on South Africa, or Africa in general, I think, and 7 other countries that I think, or maybe it wasn't that. But the point was that when Trump did it with China, the left had accused him of being xenophobic, bigoted, racist, all this stuff. And then Biden does it with the Omicron emergence, and people celebrate this, and they love him for it. And it's mind-boggling to me that people are he is so wishy-washy. And the beautiful thing about social media now
Biden is a wishy-washy. He's just like, he's not there.
He's back. Yeah, he's back and forth. His administration is
his
wishy-washy.
Administration, yeah. But Biden himself is total.
Jen Psaki's in the press again. She apparently was asked a question by reporters, like, are we going to hear from Biden speak today? She's like, oh, he answers questions all the time. They're like, well, he answers. She goes, well, it depends on what you ask. It's like, so you're dodging questions. So that's what you're protecting Biden. And they know. We all know this. Like, this is literally one of those things of, like, we know there's a man.
One person I'd love to spit in their face, it would be her.
Yeah, I don't like her. I think
I would just love to.
I think more and more of these Democrats
right
are they're waking up to the fact that you picked the side that you thought that you loved, that now you're standing in front of having to defend, and you realize your position is on quicksand.
I can't imagine just like being like, "Yep, I'm a Democrat, not changing my mind." It's like a death march.
They are literally lemmings walking off the cliff because they hate Trump. Like Trump has so much power over them, they will legitimately walk off this lemming cliff to just say "fuck Trump." Whoa!
I know.
I was kind of like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But so be it. Far be it from me to tell them to stop. I mean, it's whatever. But that's where we're at. So, Department of Homeland Security, or President Bush shut down all construction. Or I'm sorry. President Biden shut down all construction on the wall when he entered office on January 20th, leaving large sections of the wall incomplete and construction material sitting unused on the border. The plan does not include the construction of additional miles of wall, but would close small gaps that remain open from prior construction activities and remediated incomplete gates. Again, this goes against everything the DNC and Biden have stood for. The whole premise of there is no such thing as illegal human beings, yada, yada, yada. Biden is doing, in fact, the exact opposite. And for those that don't know, that construction material is still sitting there. I think the state of Texas was wanting to buy it so they could finish the construction, and they said no. So you take that with a grain of salt. It's kind of funny to me. Yeah, they're closing gaps. But here's the other part of it is you still alienated Border Patrol. You've tied their hands. So you're kind of like, we're going to finish the wall. But you're going to fill in gaps, but you're not going to finish it. And then Border Patrol has been put on a leash. This isn't going to change anything. And the Biden administration doesn't realize this. They think like, maybe if we fill in some gaps, it'll stop. No, it won't. You have to go all or nothing, dude. Big dog, go all or nothing. Stop half-assing this. Go whole ass. But finish the wall. You've already, the material's there. Finish it. Enforce border control, Border Patrol, the rest of them, and let them do their jobs. But they're not going to do that because, again, the court of public opinion on social media by the trolls on Twitter and social media that cry all this, oh, woe is me, that are not directly impacted by this. They're the ones trying to influence politicians into doing the complete opposite of what's in America's best interest. That's what they do. It's crazy. That's just the way these people are. They are mentally unhinged people. DHS said the move is part of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas' plan to use border funds to protect border communities from physical dangers resulting from previous administration's approach to border wall construction. That makes literally no sense whatsoever. What the fuck are you talking about? To use border funds to protect border communities from physical dangers resulting from the previous administration's approach to border. Those physical dangers probably what in their mind is like, we closed a gap here where illegals were coming over and drug dealers, and instead we pushed them to this area, so now this community is affected more, and that's what created this problem. It's like, no, they protected one community, you halted construction, now other communities are being impacted because they're crossing in areas where there's no wall or it's easily accessible. So I think that's a lie. Mayorkas is a piece of shit. He needs to resign. These people are just so off the wall, unhinged lunatics. The department said the border wall funds will also be used on drainage systems to prevent erosion, to complete unfinished access roads, to discard construction materials that are already at the border but will not be used for the remediation work. Cosmetic. It's just cosmetic. Wow. The work will happen in Tucson, Yuma, and El Paso border sectors, which stretch from California to Texas. The department said it's also considering other potential work in all three states. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Just wow. Oh my God. Inefficient government spending, inefficient government programs. Let private sector handle it. Put Elon Musk in charge of it. Let's do that. Let's put Elon Musk in charge of doing an electrified wall.
You can put just about anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody else.
A trained monkey.
A trained group of monkeys.
Yeah. Just flinging shit at everything. It's like, it's better than Biden.
Yeah, they got it. They figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
They know what's going on.
Oh, my God. We should do that.
Yeah.
We should put trained monkeys on the border and then have them with, lasers, and they can just shoot people. We have trained laser monkeys at our border. Top that, Germany. That'd be great. You wish to leave the concentration camp? We have 5 things of barbed fire. Here in America, at our border, we've got laser monkeys.
We've got laser monkeys.
Deal with it. We should build a moat or a large trench and fill it with just sharks with lasers. That'd be great. Have it feed in from the Gulf, So naturally, it's all gonna be like polluted dead fish floating and shit.
Keep going.
Right?
Now you got it.
Let's create a big fucking canal, and we just take that Gulf of Mexico and flood that motherfucker, and then force as many sharks, and we can tag them. You know, we can get conservation involved. We can have sharks that are protected species in there eating illegal people. That'd be great.
Piranha.
Oh my God. Well, wait, piranha are freshwater, aren't they?
I don't know.
I think they are.
Whatever. Get out of my fantasy.
We will find saltwater piranha to put in this moat around the southern. Let's do this. We should do that. Let's make a big fucking just moat at the southern wall and say, there you go. You got to cross that. And if you cross that and you make it through, you know what? You earned it.
We'll televise it.
We'll televise it. Well, you know, you can make it a subscription-based thing to where you have constant 24/7 live footage. Like, hey, you know, check it out. Illegals coming from Guatemala.
Jake Paul can do it then.
Oh, man. Let's get Jake Paul out there promoting it.
Yeah.
That'd be great. By the way, if you've not checked it out, the Shell Shock CBD Twitter is on fire. Go check it out on Twitter. It's Shell Shock CBD. I love the fact that the group was like running it. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. That's Shell Shock CBD on Twitter. It's great. So, next story. Year-end recap. This is from Breitbart. It said, Joe Biden claims that Americans are better off. President Joe Biden reportedly claimed in a year-end recap to congressional members that Americans are in better circumstances than they were in 2020.
I don't know. Did he get the memo?
What are they really briefing? Like, what are they briefing? What are they telling him behind closed doors? Like, oh no, Mr. President, America's very happy.
You're nailing this.
Oh yeah,
you're nailing it, Joe.
Oh, bro, Joe, let's go, Joe. I was on WhiteHouse.gov yesterday looking up some of the things that Biden was saying, and I love how they put in there that they're doing a play-by-play of what he's saying when he's signing certain bills, and it said in there, crowd all chants, "Let's go, Joe! Let's go, Joe!" I'm pretty sure that's not what they were chanting.
Jeez.
Or if they were, it was because you handpicked those people that were loyalists to be there with you. So,
yeah, right.
Let's go, Joe. What they weren't adding was that they were at the end of that sentence. They were saying, "Let's go, Joe, jump off a cliff" or something like that. They weren't adding that part in there. So
no, they're liars. It was definitely "Let's go, Brandon."
You think so?
Nobody says "Let's go, Joe." They just make these things up.
No, I think
these people are such.
That was on the White House. That was in the White House when he's signing this bill, though.
I don't know. I still think they're.
I mean, you got like Pelosi like looming over him like some kind of like crypt keeper, and I'm surprised Schumer was. Oh, she was. I'm pretty sure like Schumer was over there crying.
It's like a Nerf ball that got chewed up by my dog left out in the rain. That's what she looks like.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Before President Biden took office, less than 1% of Americans were vaccinated. The memo reportedly states today more than 71% of Americans adults are fully vaccinated. All right. Guys, look, I love you, but I'm going to have to turn off the YouTube stream because, again, we're talking about COVID. They will ban me for this. They've already said that, you know, if I do it again, I lose my account. So YouTube, you can come over to my Twitch channel. I'll post the link for it right here. Come over to Twitch. It's better over here. We appreciate all your love and support, but I will get banned on YouTube if we continue talking about COVID-related things. So it's twitch.tv/TheJohnBurke. You can. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. This is where we stream live every day. I'm sorry. It sucks. It's just the way it goes. Here is the link. Check us out. It's twitch.tv/TheJohnBurke. Come tune in, and we will continue the stream over there. Z-Razor says, I don't support Twitch. Well, you're not supporting them. You're not even paying them any money. It's free, so I'm not really. Now, if you subscribe to me and use Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to me for free. You're getting me paid $5, and that's literally coming from Amazon Prime. And you're kind of that works out for me. So you take that for what it is.
Do it.
But do it now. Come over to Twitch. You know, come check it out. So, yeah. We're going to have to end the YouTube stream now. YouTube, I'll see you all over on Twitch. I apologize for this, but we appreciate all your viewership. Come over on Twitch. We're continuing the podcast over there. Okay, so the YouTube channel is down now. What a fucking shame that we have to do this. How pathetic is this that we have to do this?
I know.
Fucking YouTube. You guys are just, oh my God.
Nazis.
Before President Biden took office, less than 1% of Americans were vaccinated. The memo reportedly states, today, more than 71% of American adults are fully vaccinated. I question even that number. I don't even know if that number is accurate.
I don't believe
71% of American adults, like based upon the outcome of the election, what was it, like some 80 million people voted for Biden?
81 million.
81 million people. There's 350 million people in America, roughly. You're telling me that 71% of them are vaccinated? I don't think I agree with that. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe it's true. I just, it doesn't seem right.
If I had to guess, I would say like 40%.
I was going to say, yeah. Before President Biden took office, less than 46% of schools were open. Today, 99% of schools are open. The memo reportedly continues citing successes that were Trump administration priorities. Axios also reported Tuesday that Americans are worn out and perhaps disinterested in Biden's supposed coronavirus-related success, focusing on instead inflation, immigration, and crime. Maybe it's because they don't take it seriously anymore.
Yeah.
They realize they've been lied to. If this was a pandemic, you'd see people dropping dead left and right. We don't. You don't see it. Not in day-to-day interactions. You saw it all over the media. Like, there was a lot of fear-mongering going on when this thing first hit, but not so much anymore. Social media interactions, likes, comments, and shares on news articles on COVID have declined dramatically during the course of the pandemic, from 1,171 per article in March 2020 down to 326 in December 2020, and then dropping to an average of 108 over the last 3 weeks, according to exclusive data from NewsWhip. NewsWhip. Why are you saying it like that? Like what? NewsWhip. Like what? Quit. Nevertheless, Biden is facing a new surge of coronavirus chaos from the Omicron variant. They face the surge because they created the surge. You literally hyped the people up. You got the people scared. You freaked them the hell out. And then they created the fear, then they create the solution. It's all government-run propaganda. And apparently, by the way, Trevor Noah, I think Trevor Noah has went through a surgery. Apparently, it did not go well. He's facing some serious issues. But prior to that, Trevor Noah was on the verge of becoming red-pilled. Like, he was legitimately saying, like, well, of course, these pharmaceutical companies are going to say what's in their best interest. But then he kind of took a step back and said, well, let's go with what the experts say. Well, the experts are in the pockets of Big Pharma. Yeah. You can't trust anything in the whole circle of lies. So Trevor Noah was actually speaking out on it. His surgery happened. You take that for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can find the article on him. I just read it. I'm going to Google. Hold on. Trevor Noah injury. Okay, here it is. This is from the Daily Beast. Let's see what this actually says. Maybe I have this wrong. Trevor Noah sues New York hospital and surgeon alleging grievous injuries after surgery. Trevor Noah has sued New York doctor and hospital for a surgery he underwent in November 2020 that he said, oh, okay, never mind. This isn't recent. This is old. Well, this article is new. This came out, the 18th. After receiving improper and negligent services while under the care of Dr. Riley J. Williams III, an orthopedic surgeon practicing at the Hospital of Special Surgery. Okay, I don't really give a fuck about this, but I still don't really like Trevor Noah. I don't think he's funny. I don't think Stephen Colbert is funny. I don't think Jimmy Fallon is funny. I think all these late night talk show mouthpiece propagandists that are pushing this vaccination shit, they haven't been funny for a very long time. And that's not because I disagree with them politically. I never thought that Jimmy Fallon was funny at all. I think Jimmy Fallon was kind of like
a goofball.
Yeah, I just didn't. I think he was good on SNL, but as a late night talk show host,
he did a good Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, but outside of that, like, I don't know. I just never thought he was really funny. So, nevertheless, across the nation, testing kits are in short supply. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) flagged the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for safety hazards, and sites like Boston and Washington D.C. are seeing new restrictions. Isn't it interesting how he said this? Like, maybe they're lying to you, and then it's later. Like, we've seen the government doing this over and over and over again. They will push something out there, they will get it wrong, they'll retract it, apologize, and then they'll move on like nothing happened. They're doing it again. We saw it with Agent Orange. We see it with the burn pits in Afghanistan and Iraq with veterans. We see it numerous times. And if you really put all your faith in the CDC and the FDA, you're an idiot. You need to go look back at the history of what the FDA has let slip through and what they have ignored. The FDA is not this holy, sanctimonious, altruistic government entity that has your best interest at heart. It is all money driven. It is all money driven. Go watch Milton Friedman's briefing on the FDA. I'm telling you, he elaborates and explains it very well. Go listen to it, ladies and gentlemen. On Friday, a White House staffer tested positive for coronavirus. The staffer was reported to be in close contact with Biden for 30 minutes aboard Air Force One. And I'm willing to bet that staffer was fully vaccinated, to include boosters.
Oh, yeah.
The vaccination and the boosters are lies. They are lies, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, let me skip ahead to this real quick. Somebody said, what makes you happy this Christmas? Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker test positive for coronavirus. Bells will be ringing. Sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren did a rain dance when she should have done a sun dance. And then taking a shot of Jameson and then the river dance. I got COVID. Mrs. speaks with forked tongues and squat when she pees. Has just tested positive for coronavirus. Now, I already know the tactic they're going to take on this, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, these celebrities, these public figures that have underwent the vaccinations, the 20 different booster shots, are going to say, oh, I still got it, but the symptoms were way less severe than had I not gotten it. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to try and do. Yeah. Because they were even reporting on this. Like, she's experiencing mild symptoms. Well, I didn't get the vaccine. I experienced mild symptoms as well.
Yeah. Bongino had COVID.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Mm-hmm. And he was vaccinated.
Yep.
And he said his was terrible.
Yeah.
But he went and got monoclonal antibodies and felt better. After like 3 days, he was clear. I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Trump's catching a lot of flack now. Trump continues to double down on endorsing the vaccine. Bad move for Trump. He needs to stop doing that. Instead, just make it a freedom to choose and stand against vaccination. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to this, if you've got any political aspirations, if your friends that are running, if anybody is listening, any politician, I know we have a lot of listeners. I didn't realize how much we have, and especially where they're from, which is also amazing. Look, in the political spectrum, I'm telling you this right now, if you want to be successful, if you want to win the majority vote, if anything, take the stance. You're not pro or against vaccinations. You're pro freedom to choose and against mandates. You will do great in the GOP. It's not that hard. The GOP does not embody, nor does it want, forced vaccinations. It doesn't. Now, you can sit there and say, it's your freedom to choose. Being pro-freedom does not make you anti-vax. If you choose to get the vaccination, I support your choice. That's what you want to do? Do it. Don't care. That's your right to do it. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Just don't try and force it on me. That's what I stand for. Trump keeps doing this, and he's basically turning a lot of his own voter base against him. Like, dude, you're losing a lot of support. You need to stop this. In 2024, if he's going to run again, bro, like, this has become a very controversial issue. And if Trump chooses to take the side to push the vaccination, I think that would honestly, like, if I was DeSantis, I would use that against Trump. If DeSantis decided to do a run, I don't think DeSantis is going to run. Not yet. I think that I think he's going to give it some time, because I think he knows that if Trump runs again,
he's a young guy.
He is. I think if Trump runs again in 2024, basically the GOP is going to solidify under him again. Anyone that runs opposed to him, man, that's going to be hard to defeat Trumpism. That's really hard, whether I like it or not. So, but anyway, Senators Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Cory Booker of New Jersey, both Democrats, said they were vaccinated and had received a booster shot. Two prominent Democratic senators, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, Cory Booker, announced separately on Sunday they had tested positive for COVID with a breakthrough case of the coronavirus. Both senators disclosed their cases on Sunday and said they were experiencing mild symptoms after having been vaccinated and receiving a booster shot. Ms. Warren said she received a positive result Sunday, while Mr. Booker said his test result came back after he began experiencing symptoms Saturday. News of the case barely came after a day after the Senate left Washington for the year and ahead of a planned address by President Biden to the nation on Tuesday to respond to the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. Both senators called on the public to get vaccinated. Are you fucking serious? Oh my God. What? Elizabeth Warren tweets out, I regularly test for COVID, and while I tested negative earlier this week, today I tested positive with a breakthrough case. Thankfully, I am only experiencing there it is. I haven't even read the tweet yet. There it is. I'm experiencing only mild symptoms, and am grateful for the protection provided against serious illness that comes from being vaccinated and boosted. Wait a minute. If you've got a different variant, your vaccination doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
Your vaccination was designed for the original, the OG. You've got the Omicron.
Chasing boosters.
What the fuck are you talking about? You've got mild. Like, what are you saying? That's like saying I got vaccinated for the flu type A, but now I have flu type B. What are you saying?
Hey, Liz, why don't you shut up and go get you a beer?
Yeah, why don't you shut the hell up? Shut the hell up.
Shut up, Meg.
And then Senator Cory Booker says, I learned today that I tested positive for COVID-19 after first feeling symptoms on Saturday. My symptoms are relatively mild. I'm beyond grateful to have received 2 doses of vaccine and, more recently, a booster. I'm certain that without them, I would be doing much worse. Called it. Didn't even read the fucking tweets. Did not even read the tweets. Called it. That's exactly how they're going to spin this.
Cory went on to say, I don't even mind that I'm sterile now.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And this is what's going to happen. Then the Omicron variant hits. They create a vaccination for that and mutates. There's another one. And it's like, just good grief.
He followed up by shouting, I am Spartacus.
I forgot about that. I forgot Mr. Spartacus over here.
I know, idiot.
President Biden will address Americans on Tuesday as his administration faces questions about how it will respond to the challenges of a pandemic that has persisted well beyond the administration's expectations. Also, what he said he would stop. I'm not so old that I don't remember when Biden talked about Trump doesn't have a plan, but I do. No, you don't. No, you didn't. No, you won't ever have one. You can't beat this. COVID is here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. You either freaking get it, build up your natural immunity, or you get your vaccine. I mean, here's the thing. The government cannot stop this. The government does not have the power. The lockdowns were proven not to work. These 2 senators that were in Congress not that long ago probably contracted it there. Guess what they force mandates on? You have to wear a mask on federal property. So masks don't work.
Yeah.
So why do you still believe this bullshit? I mean, come on. It has been proven time and time again, and these people are lying to your faces, ladies and gentlemen. They are blatantly lying to you because all they're trying to do is don't scare the people. Don't make the people feel like we don't have an answer, when in fact, you don't have an answer. You do not have an answer. That's the problem. And again, yeah, this isn't an actual vaccination. I get it. But I have to reference it because that way people know what they're talking about, know what we're referencing. This is ridiculous. They continuously and willfully lie to the people. And the fact that Trump is even saying this stuff, he's going to lose a lot of support in so doing. It's foolish. Mr. Biden will announce new steps the administration is taking to help communities in need of assistance, Jen Psaki, the White House press secretary, wrote on Twitter on Saturday, while also issuing a stark warning of what the winter will look like for Americans that choose to remain unvaccinated. Now, if you haven't seen this, this is kind of funny. Let me see if I can still find this. Essentially, basically the White House, I'm trying to find this picture. Where was it? On the White House page, basically said that if you don't get vaccinated, you're in for a winter. Have y'all seen this, chat? A winter of death? Like, Jesus Christ, like...
There's a storm coming.
It's just fucking, it's hilarious to me. Winter is coming. Omicron is coming. We should make a meme about that.
Dark winters are coming. You don't have a booster shot?
Jon Snow is here. My mother. I never knew my mother.
A vaccine shot?
That's just, oh my God.
An espresso shot?
This is where we're at. If you go look at the White House thing, it's all over the internet, and it's fucking hilarious. It is just fear porn like you've never seen it. They are trying to scare you. I mean, come on. It's just sad. They posted on the website. Biden said it the other night. Can anybody get me a link to it where it's at, please, so I can show the people? I'm trying to stay focused, but if I look at that, I'll get distracted. It's just nuts. And they know what they're doing. They keep the people afraid.
Yeah.
Democrats are afraid. They are scared shitless. And this is what they do. They double down on the fear, and they fearmonger, and essentially, there you go.
That's their whole plan to get reelected.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good ideas.
Yeah.
It's not good policies.
No. They're horrible policies.
It's not good money management. It's fear.
It was on whitehouse.gov. Yeah, I'm just trying to find out where it was on that one because I had the picture. I looked it up, but I don't remember how to get there from now. Anyway, Fox posted it. Let me see if I can find it on Fox's Instagram. And Fox is in some hot water, too, because I'm about to read y'all an article that's... it's going to blow your mind on this one. I'm not seeing it on the Fox page on Instagram. Here we go. Shannon Fitt shared it for us. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate that. And here's a link. I will share the link in my comments section if you're watching live. Appreciate the Elsa Sniper. Thank you for sharing that link. Here it is right there. I'm pulling it up live for you. This is from whitehouse.gov briefing. Press briefing by White House COVID-19 response team and public health officials via teleconference. Mr. Zients, good morning, and thanks for joining us. Where is it at? Oh, my God. Scrolling down. Man, this is a lot. Crap. But essentially, it basically says, prepare for a winter of death. I got to find this. At this point now, it's a vendetta. I have to find this.
Death winter?
It's, yeah. Dude, the way they say it is just, it's insane.
It's been a while since I've been to a good death winter.
Oh, my God. Come on. Where is it at? It's more towards the end. All right, let's keep looking. It's all just propaganda.
Omicron is here. It's going to start to spread much more rapidly at the beginning of the year.
says his link has it in the third paragraph. I'll click that one. Okay, here we go. My bad. Okay, this is from remarks from President Biden after the meeting with members. Okay, third paragraph. Okay, here we go. The president says, folks, I'm not going to take questions today because I have a direct message to the American people, and tomorrow the team is going to be on television and talking in more detail about what I'm going to be speaking about today. But I want to send a direct message to the American people. Due to the steps we've taken, Omicron has not yet spread as fast as it would have otherwise done, and as is happening in Europe, but it's here now, and it's spreading, and it's going to increase. For unvaccinated, we are looking at a winter of severe illness and death. If you're vaccinated, for themselves, their families, and the hospitals, they'll soon overwhelm. But there's good news. If you're vaccinated and you had your booster shot, you're protected from severe illness and death, period. No, you're not. No, you are not. It has been proven that is false. That's a lie. You are not protected from it. You take that for what you want, ladies and gentlemen. But they don't even know what's going on. They're flying by the seat of their pants. This is what they're talking about. A winter of severe illness and death. What the shit? Like, what the shit? Yeah. Next article we have, a recipe for absolute destruction. Democrats scramble to avoid electoral blowback after Manchin halts Biden agenda. It's exactly, and this comes from CNN Politics, it's exactly the scenario Democrats had worked for months to avoid, but now find themselves confronting. Vulnerable members were forced to cast a tough vote in an already daunting election year, and now they are left with nothing to show for it. With Senator Joe Manchin effectively wielding a veto over President Joe Biden's agenda, House Democrats are now fuming at the prospects that their vote last month to pass Build Back Better bill will be all for naught, having made scores of promises to voters only to have them all go unfulfilled. And Democrats in difficult races are calling on Manchin to return to the negotiation table and for their party's leaders to recalibrate their strategy to find some way to pass individual pieces of the $1.75 trillion proposal, even though doing that would require a sign from Manchin and that he would force them to replay the party in fighting that has dogged Biden in his first year in office. Man, I keep forgetting, this is the first year of Biden. This is year one of Biden coming to an end. Like, wow.
He is terrible.
He's horrible.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And, Sinema, she's taking a lot of heat, too. I'm obviously upset, pissed off about what happened, said Representative Tom Malowinski, a Democrat who represents a New Jersey swing district. We certainly are not going to win an election spending the next year bemoaning the fact that Joe Manchin didn't do Build Back Better in December. We win by sprinting out of the starting gate in January. That's basically saying, let's lick our wounds and let's just ignore this and go forward from here. You lost. You lost hard. Your own party fought against you. You had two blue senators saying, no, we're not on board with this. They talked about like how the GOP has a lot of infighting. This right here only goes to show that the DNC is crumbling from inside because Biden's pushing this.
There's got to be somebody over there with a conscience.
You would think.
Like somebody that can look at the numbers and be like, if we pass a $5 trillion bill, it's gonna bankrupt us.
Yeah.
There's no turning back from there. I mean, we're at a point of no return right now, but just to keep stacking this type of debt on our shoulders is going to be it's going to be bad.
People don't want it.
Be real bad.
They don't want it.
And not to mention that they're racking in taxes, record amount of taxes, and they're blowing it
on dumb shit
faster than they're taking it in. It's I mean, what the hell is going on? Where's that money going? Building back.
Are you asking me? Bro, I have no clue.
What's going on?
Hey, what's happening there in Congress? It's all over the place.
There ain't that money.
What's going on here? This coming from Breitbart. Hey, Fox News, we've called it many times. They are not what you think they are. Fascist Fox News removes test out option for unvaccinated staffers. When it comes to forcing the coronavirus vaccine on people, Fox News is worse than Joe Biden. Fox Corporation, the owner of Fox News, told employees on Friday that those working in New York City would have to show proof they'd had at least one dose of the COVID vaccine by December 27th, removing the option to get tested weekly instead, reports the far-left New York Times. Biden's fascist mandates are now gummed up in the courts, at least allow employees to choose a testing option. If you don't want to get vaccinated, you can agree to be tested to ensure you are not infected. While it's true that Fox News is following the guidelines set up by outgoing Mayor Bill de Blasio, Fox should be suing on behalf of its employees, not caving, and I fully agree with this. If you sit there as Fox News and claim to be the MSM head of the GOP, or shouldn't claim, but that's what they're viewed as, maybe you should take a stand and actually back what you say, and you've got the money to do it. Fox doesn't give a fuck about the truth. Fox doesn't give a fuck about the Constitution. Fox, like the rest of them, are all about money and ratings and ad revenue. That's all it is for them. If Fox actually gave a shit, sue the fuck out of them. Take them to court. You have the power. I mean, for fuck's sake, Daily Wire is doing more than Fox is, and they're not nearly as big as Fox.
Yeah.
Shapiro is going after them, and Fox isn't doing shit. Maybe this should showcase how pathetic Fox News is. All your talking heads over there are full of shit.
They're just paid pundits.
They really are. They really are.
That's it. They don't
give a fuck. They don't care about the Constitution. This is what they say. They say, our policy reflects the guidelines and the mandates, a spokesperson for Fox Corporation told the Times. More than 90% of Fox's employees are vaccinated. How many of which did you force them to do that? You're not about freedom. You're not about medical freedom. Like you sit there and, all of them, Waters, Lauren, and all of them claim to be. Like I'm betting these talking heads, they force them to get vaccinated as well. I'm willing to bet.
Probably.
Because think about it. 90% of their employees, that 10%, unless that's like the hierarchy of the talking heads making them the most money, which then it's not about safety, it's all about the fucking money. Who isn't vaccinated at Fox is what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Is Tucker Carlson vaccinated? And here's the thing. Even if they are,
I doubt it.
I don't care. If they chose to get I fully respect that decision. But if they were forced to do so, I think Fox is a I already think they're a bunch of
Tucker
liars.
has the number one rated show, right? So it's like Tucker, Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
I don't know who else it is. I don't know who the lineup. Those are
I think Bongino's big over on Fox now. Bongino's his
podcast I think is bigger than
probably a lot of those. Like I don't think Jesse Waters is funny. I don't think Greg Guffield is very funny. Yeah, I
can't get into it either.
Me neither. I don't. They're kind of dorky to me.
I don't know. Yeah, I just want someone to I don't know. Give it to me straight.
I want someone over there to say fuck. That's what I want. Fuck. Just a nice, simple 4-letter.
Can someone
fuck.
talk like Harry Carey, please?
Just one time. Can somebody on Fox with the boomers over there and the evangelicals that are running that clown show? Well, I shouldn't say that. They're really not. Fox is just more liberal, I think, closeted.
Oh, yeah. But, you can tell that from the debates.
Matter of fact, speaking of Jesse Waters, this is just so insane. FNC's Jesse Waters should be fired on the spot for ambush remarks. Let's listen to what they have to say
on the
here.
Subject of divisiveness, Dr. Fauci, I'm not going to because, frankly, I think it's dangerous. But Jesse Waters, who is a Fox News entertainer, was giving a speech to a conservative group where he talked about you and suggested to the crowd that they ambush you with what he said was some kind of rhetorical kill shot. That was his exact word. I'm wondering, how much that concerns you when you hear language like that about you and your well-being.
Well, John, that's horrible. I mean, that just is such a reflection of the craziness that goes on in society. The only thing that I have ever done throughout these 2 years is to encourage people to practice good public health practices.
Okay, here Fauci's going to go off the mark on this. They are they're intentionally. Let's listen to what Jesse Waters has to say. This is what Democrats do. Republicans do it as well. But Democrats are known to take metaphorical terms and make them, or figurative, and make them literal. AOC did it with Ted Cruz. Said we need to go and fight this. He meant on the congressional floor. AOC basically said that, no, that was you saying that you were calling for my murder. This is what they do. They are liars. They are hypocrites. They are disgusting, slimy individuals.
Yeah, you can see the montage of the legacy media and these politicians calling for violence.
Yeah.
I can't believe that there hasn't been uprising.
Yeah.
Confront them at a gasoline station. I mean, there's
this is a tweet that from Ron Filipkowski, who's he sounds like he's a leftist. He says the incendiary dangers of violent rhetoric against Dr. Fauci continues at America Fest. I don't even know what America Fest is. That's the one we were talking about, Marjorie Taylor Greene. What is this? It's probably a Turning Point spot. Yeah, I bet it's Turning Point. And I'm not a pro Turning Point person. Do not get me wrong. I do not like them. Fox News host Jesse Waters tells them how to go after him to harass him in public. Now you go in with the kill shot. Deadly, because with an ambush, he doesn't see it coming. Let's listen to the full context of what he's saying.
Now you go in for the kill shot. The kill shot with an ambush, deadly, because he doesn't see it coming. This is when you say, Dr. Fauci, you funded risky research at a sloppy Chinese lab, the same lab that sprung this pandemic on the world. You know why people don't trust you, don't you? Boom! He is dead!
Okay, he's clearly being figurative. He's talking about when you confront him and you talk to him, the kill shot, the ambush, is figurative. Saying, hit him with this question, he can't answer, he's done. Jesse Waters is not calling for violence. This is what Democrats do. They try and say, like, oh, they're calling for violence, like a kill shot. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Did you hear Fauci? He sounded like such a weakling.
So you've heard what Jesse Waters said.
I don't know.
One more time. Listen to this one more time. They're playing this thing partially in context.
Now you go in for the kill shot.
Note how he didn't say, they didn't show what he said before then. But even midway and after the statement, it still justifies what he's saying as not being calling for violence. Listen to this.
The kill shot with an ambush, deadly, because he doesn't see it coming. This is when you say, Dr. Fauci, you funded risky research at a sloppy Chinese lab, the same lab that sprung this pandemic on the world. You know why people don't trust you, don't you? Boom! He is dead!
Not literally.
He's dead! He's done. Now, how you do that? 30 seconds. That's all you need. 30 seconds. Now, you get that footage to us. You get it to Fox. You get it to Human Events. You get it to Breitbart. You get it to Daily Caller. You get it through the Turning Point pipeline. Imagine Tucker Carlson teases out of the A block, coming up. Brave college student confronts Lord Fauci at dinner.
All right, so that's all we have for there. It's just them saying, this is what you can hit Fauci with, get us some clickbait so we can air it and make him look stupid, yada, yada, yada. This is what the MSM does. But let's go back to listen to what Fauci was saying in reference to this, and then let's listen to how much of a victim he is trying to personify himself as being with his little host here. Let me play it.
On the subject of divisiveness, Dr. Fauci, I'm not going to play it because, frankly, I think it's dangerous. But Jesse Waters, who is a Fox News entertainer, was giving a speech to a conservative group where he talked about you and suggested to the crowd that they ambush you with what he said was some kind of rhetorical kill shot. That was his exact word.
Okay, he even admits rhetorical kill shot. Those are his exact words. He just said rhetorical. Well, not even rhetorical, honestly. That was more like figurative.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what this dude is talking about. Oh, Biden is apparently live right now. Let's see if we can. Well, shit, we might just curb this real quick and do a live thing of Biden. Where is Biden? He's live right now. We're breaking news that apparently President Biden is currently speaking. We're going to tune into this live for you. Here we go.
High risk of getting sick. And if you get sick, you're likely to spread it to others, including friends and family. The unvaccinated have a significantly higher risk of ending up in a hospital or even dying. Almost everyone who has died from COVID-19 in the past many months has been unvaccinated. Unvaccinated. But if you're among the majority of Americans who are fully vaccinated, and especially if you've gotten the booster shot, that third shot, you have much less reason to worry. You have a high degree of protection against severe illness. But because Omicron spreads so easily, we'll see some fully vaccinated people get COVID, potentially in large numbers. There will be positive cases in every office, even here in the White House, among the vaccinated, from Omicron. But if you're among the majority of Americans who are fully vaccinated, and especially if you've gotten the booster shot, that third shot, you have much less reason to worry. You have a high degree of protection against severe illness. But because Omicron spreads so easily, we'll see some fully vaccinated people get COVID, potentially in large numbers. There will be positive cases in every office, even here in the White House, among the vaccinated, among the vaccinated. But these cases are highly unlikely to lead to serious illness. Vaccinated people who get COVID may get ill, but they're protected from severe illness and death. That's why you should still remain vigilant. According to our doctors, even if you're fully vaccinated, you should wear a mask when indoors and in public settings. Wearing a mask provides extra protection for you and those around you. And I know some Americans are wondering if you can safely celebrate the holidays with your family and friends. The answer is yes, you can, if you and those you celebrate with are vaccinated.
Boom.
Wait a second. Hold on. I got to pause this. We'll continue. But wait. So if this pandemic is so bad, you're still saying you can celebrate with your family and friends?
As long as you're vaccinated.
As long as you're vaccinated and you wear a mask.
8 pairs of gloves.
You can still get it. What are you talking? Like, oh my God, this guy's an idiot. Let's continue.
Particularly if you've gotten your booster shot. If you are vaccinated and follow the precautions that we all know well, you should feel comfortable celebrating Christmas and the holidays as you planned it. You know, you've done the right thing because you enjoy the holiday season. And thanks to the progress on vaccinations this fall, we've gone from nearly 90 million adults in July who had not even started their vaccination process to fewer than 40 million today. Still too many, but down from 90 to 40. All these people who have not been vaccinated, you have an obligation to yourselves, to your families, and quite frankly, I know I'll get criticized for this, to your country. Get vaccinated now. It's free. It's convenient. I promise you, it saves lives. And I honest to God believe it's your patriotic duty. Another question folks are asking is, what can you do to make yourself and your family feel safer and be safer? The answer is simple. Get your booster shot. Wear a mask. Our doctors have made it clear. Booster shots provide the strongest of protections. Unfortunately, we still have tens of millions of people who are eligible for the booster shot but have not yet gotten it. They've gotten the first 2 shots, but they've not gotten the booster. Folks, the booster shots are free and widely available. Over 60 million Americans, including 62% of eligible seniors, our most vulnerable group, have gotten their booster shots. I got my booster shot as soon as they were available. And just the other day, former President Trump announced he had gotten his booster shot. Maybe one of the few things he and I agree on. People with booster shots are highly protected. Join them.
No, they're not protected. They're actually not. We literally just showcased Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. The rest, you're not protected. You're still getting it. But if you get like 20 booster shots, though, the symptoms are not as bad. You won't die from it. If you get it, you won't die from it. That's not true.
More since my second shot. If it's been 6 months or more for your second shot when I got my booster, you can get yours today. If it's been 6 months or more since your second shot. Another question that folks are asking is, are we going back to March 2020? Not this last March 2021, but March 2020 when the pandemic first hit. That's what I keep getting asked. The answer is absolutely no. No. There are 3 big differences between then and now. Number one, first one, more than 200 million Americans have been fully vaccinated. In March 2020, no one was fully vaccinated. What that means is today, a case of COVID-19 for fully vaccinated and boosted person will most likely mean no symptoms or mild ones similar to the common respiratory viruses. Over 200 million Americans should have the peace of mind that they did not have in March of 2020. They're protected from hospitalization, and they're protected from death. Second point, we're prepared today for what's coming. In March of 2020, we were not ready. Today, we stockpiled enough gowns, masks, and ventilators to deal with the surge of hospitalizations among the unvaccinated. Today, we're ready. And as I'll explain in a few minutes, we're going to be reinforcing our hospitals, helping them. Number 3, we know a lot more today than we did back in March of 2020. For example, last year, We thought the only way to keep your children safe was to close our schools. Today, we know more, and we have more resources to keep those schools open.
Wait, what? I got to stop this clown. I'm sorry. I can't keep watching this shit.
No, man.
We have more resources. We know more. What's changed? Like, what's changed? You made kids wear masks. You put up shields. Like, what?
There's side-by-side statistical evidence showing that wearing a mask versus not wearing a mask doesn't make one bit of difference.
This guy's a clown. Like,
and it's in California. There was like Orange County and Long Beach or something like that where, I don't know.
I'm done listening to this. Anyway, we go back to Fauci and we listen to what Jesse Waters said, the proverbial show. But this is what Fauci's talking about. And I can't even listen to it. It's pathetic. Our own president, we just got to turn. Like, I don't want to listen to you, dude. I don't want to listen to you. All you're doing is just spitting more propaganda and rhetoric. He's probably going to announce, he's going to fear porn the first half of that speech. And the second half, he's going to say, this is what we're doing to combat it. He's probably going to announce some illegal mandates. It'll get fought in the courts. He'll lose again. That's probably what he's going to do. But at least he's making the attempt, because that way, if for some reason he does fail, he can say, hey, I tried. You fought me. It's not my fault. But you were trying to do it illegally. It's not going to work. But anyway, this is what, response from what Fauci's saying. This Fauci's just such a piece of shit.
I'm wondering, how much that concerns you when you hear language like that about you and your well-being.
Well, John, that's horrible. I mean, that just is such a reflection of the craziness that goes on in society. The only thing that I have ever done throughout these 2 years is to encourage people to practice good public health practices, to get vaccinated, to be careful in public settings, to wear a mask. And for that, you have some guy out there saying that people should be giving me a kill shot to ambush me. I mean, what kind of craziness is there in society these days? That's awful that he said that. And he's going to go very likely unaccountable. I mean, whatever network he's on is not going to do anything for him. I mean, that's crazy. The guy should be fired on the spot.
Fired on the spot for what? Like, brief an audience of how to, do a gotcha moment because what you say is completely stupid? Again, he's talking about if you see Fauci, the kill shot with the ambush.
For his career.
It's like, what are you talking about? Now you have to be careful. It's like, hey, guys, the next time when you carefully and respectfully approach Dr. Fauci and you ask him this question, you should do oh, my God. Now we're in the realm of we can't even be figurative anymore. Everything has to be literal. Yeah, Good
This
grief.
guy shouldn't even be allowed on television.
No.
Because we could go back and look at his emails and know that the guy is full of shit.
Oh, 100%.
And the fact that he said, the reason I said don't wear a mask is so we didn't have a shortage of masks for... Well, why wouldn't you just say that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just say, hey, let's not get any... Yeah.
Double speak, yeah.
So the guy's full of shit. He's a complete liar.
Bro,
he should have been kicked out after the AIDS thing.
This is what blows my mind. We have the emails.
Yeah.
The leaked emails proving everything he said was wrong. He lied about DHA. He lied about gain of function. He lied about all of this. And it keeps coming back. It's like, all I ever did was tell people to be... But bro, this guy should be strung up. He's
testicles.
He's a liar. He's a criminal.
Total.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. He belongs in prison.
Yeah, I 100% agree. This guy is a charlatan. And he's got a history of this. We talked about back in the 80s with the AIDS thing. Yeah. Fauci was there.
Stoking fear again.
People remember Fauci. A lot of the people that grew up in the 80s that had, he was hated in the homosexual community.
Oh, he probably was responsible for a bunch of homosexual hate.
Oh, absolutely.
Hate crimes.
Absolutely. This comes to us from the Washington Examiner, and the article is entitled, I Did Everything Biden Told Me to Do. On Friday, I tested positive for COVID-19. I was a supporter of wearing masks in public. I received both doses of Moderna vaccine and encouraged my friends and family members to do the same. I started a community campaign to assist people in making vaccination appointments when they first became available last winter. I did everything Biden told me to do. I should add in there, also Fauci. Yesterday, I tested positive for COVID-19. If I got the jab, I was told I wouldn't get COVID-19. That was not true. That's what they originally said.
Yep.
Fauci himself said, if you get the vaccine, you are good to go. You're not a super spreader, blah, blah, blah. He lied. Now, I don't say it in lie like he knew better. He just didn't know, and he talked out of his ass. He's saying, he shouldn't have never made those promises if he didn't know.
He's a liar.
He is a liar.
So I don't know if he was telling the truth or not telling the truth.
Yeah.
He's a liar.
It's ridiculous.
A scumbag.
If I got the jab, I was told I wouldn't wouldn't get COVID-19. That's not true. I was told that I would be saving lives if I got the vaccine because I would not spread it to others. Yet I gave it to my senior citizen mother who was also vaccinated. I did everything Biden told me to do, yet I infected my mother. Biden and his fellow Democrats have played games with the vaccination messaging over since he was on the campaign trail. First, Biden and Harris spread skepticism about the vaccine because it was being developed while Trump was in power. This is true. I remember this. There were many Democrats, to include Kamala Harris, that said if it was under Trump, they would not be getting that vaccination. This same rollout was under the Biden administration, and they got it. These are lying, hypocritical politician slime bags. It was being developed while Trump was in power. The duo questioned the vaccine's reliability and safety, insinuating it was not trustworthy. Now the Biden administration is trying to scare people into getting the vaccine, claiming that they do not get it. These people are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for themselves and their loved ones. We just read that for you live. That's true. The fear-mongering is irresponsible, dangerous, and false. While the data suggests that being vaccinated is better than not being vaccinated, implying a winter of death by not being vaccinated is simply not true. As of the time this article, there are 50.8 million known cases of COVID-19 in the country and 805,000 deaths. That equals to less than a 1.6% fatality rate for the pandemic. At this point, if the vaccine cannot stop the spread, then the choice to get vaccinated or not get vaccinated should be left up to the people. President Joe Biden and his administration should be honest and reliable about the pandemic and vaccination, rather than creating a cult of personality around vaccines. They've already done that. All of these figureheads have done this. The vaccine scene with Steve Colbert, these pieces of shit. You remember the scene? You guys, like, my God, how many times do we have to go back over this? I remember watching the video of Stephen Colbert dancing with Chuck Schumer maskless at some fucking DNC or some kind of convention. And this is in the midst of COVID, and they're sitting there dancing, yada, yada, yada. Colbert gets on there and he does this vaccine scene thing. It's the most cringe boomer shit we've ever seen. We see fucking all these people out there pushing this vaccine propaganda, yet we see those very same people out in public not wearing masks. They're getting COVID. They're doing all. They are liars. If you still believe in it at this point, you are an idiot. There is no other way around this, ladies and gentlemen. If you still believe it at this point, you are an idiot. But by all means, go ahead, inject yourself with that experimental. We don't know what the fuck it is. Go ahead and go for it. And by the way, if anything happens to you, you can't sue. So these companies can legitimately get away with murder. You can't sue them because they're protected by the government. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I respect your decision, but if you got that vaccination and then you died from COVID, lesson learned. You are old enough now. You've been exposed to enough information now. There is no excuse at this point. If you still blindly trust your government, you deserve everything you get. Sorry, but I'm not. That's just the truth, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the truth. If you still buy into all this bullshit, it means that you've had your head ostrichaged into the sand of propaganda and you refuse to pull it out. The science no longer supports the progressive propaganda machine. It doesn't. Now, I still respect your choice, but let's stop playing pretend here now. Let's have a little come to Jesus meeting. You know better at this point, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know how to fight this? Take care of yourselves. Go get in shape. Eat right. Make sure you're getting enough vitamins and minerals in your daily diet. Let your immune system do what it's designed to do. Get off your ass. Stop eating shit. All the things the government will not say to you. Do y'all remember about 5-6 years ago, there was this angry drill sergeant type that made a shirtless video talking about how being obese is not healthy, how it's disgusting? You remember that? I seem to remember that. Where are you at now, everybody that came after him, when 81% of these COVID fatalities are from obese people? I don't see any apologies. David Fell, you Canadian right. Fucking liberal, where are you at?
You were right.
I know I was right. And I'm not one to pound my chest half the time, but at this point, it's kind of like, I should. Yeah. I feel like I'm owed a lot of apologies from the doctors that I went on their show.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you're just being more of a drill. Where are you now? Where are every single one of you people out there that went after me? Oh, he's hurting feelings.
Yeah.
He's making people commit suicide. How many thousands of you have died because you were endorsed by this body positivity and fat shaming? All these fucking liberal progressive pussies got these people killed. because of your feelings. And that's where the statement, fuck your feelings, came from. Your feelings are preventing you from understanding and recognizing the truth that could potentially save your life.
Those doctors are...
They're all full of shit.
Show ponies.
And I had the science, and I still have the science on my side. It's still there. The science and feelings have nothing to do with it.
Nope.
Nothing.
You know what? A drill sergeant's going to drill. That's what you do.
And it's like, the doctor...
You push people.
He even said, he's like, are you doing this because you just hate fat, or is that the drill sergeant? I'm doing it because I actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing it because I actually give a fuck. And I'm one of those drill sergeants that actually spoke his mind. I didn't sugarcoat shit. I cussed. You saw the real drill.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people fucking mimic that bullshit, and they're not even real. I'm telling you, man. I told people. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I knew it was coming. I didn't know this was coming. But I did know, according to stats, that they're said by 2035, and this has probably increased drastically due to COVID. In fact, I'm 100% certain of it. It has streamlined this. But they were saying by 2035, over 75% of Americans would be classified as obese. That's dangerous. Mm-hmm. And that's also the leading killer of Americans, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that number or that year has been backed up a lot because COVID, we were locked down. All we did and all the government told us to do was stay indoors, wear a mask. There was no push for trying to get healthy, go outside and walk, breathe in fresh air, get out into the sun, boost your vitamin D, intake good vitamins and minerals to help your immune system. None of that was pushed. Instead, what we got was, get a free donut if you get your vaccine, get free pizza if you get a vaccine, get this, get that. There was no push by the federal government or state, for that matter, to actually take care of yourself in the way that nature intended. I said it on that show. We are not meant to be sedentary people. I said sedimentary, but I got that one wrong. And they were like, you mean a rock? It's like, no, I meant sedentary.
Shut up.
We're not meant to be sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
You got to take, even if it's 30 minutes, go out there and do something for yourself. Cut out your sugary drinks. Drink more water. Take care of yourself. I'm not saying you can't have good food. I'm not saying you can't have fatty food, but moderation.
No, I like that little saying that the only bad workout is the one you miss.
Exactly.
But
then you have people like Ian Smith who keeps his gym open, and he'll never be attributed to how many lives did he possibly save.
Yeah.
He kept that gym open. He helped people get, stay healthy, stay in shape, but he will never be and he's a fucking hero.
Yeah.
People like that are heroes, and nobody will ever credit him with that. The mainstream is the mainstream is now in favor of death. That's pathetic.
Death winners.
Yeah.
The party of death winners.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for today's show. Again, you can check us out at shellshockcbd.com. We appreciate you being here. And again, like I said, the vape cartridges right now, the Delta 8 vape cartridges, you can get them on the site. You can buy 5, get a free battery. You can check that out. Now, I do have to know, vaping is not healthy. I do have a caveat. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. But we do have the gummies, which are not unhealthy.
Yeah.
That option is there. But if you're a vapor, we have that option for you. We have the hemp tea that just dropped. It's $20 for 10 things of CBD. Check it out. We appreciate your love and support.
Now,
thank you for being here.
The one thing about the vapes, though, it's straight Delta 8.
Yeah.
So it's not cut with anything.
Yeah.
So it's not cut with vitamin.
Yeah.
It's not cut with vitamin E or anything like that. It's just straight vape. So
check that out. Again, it's 5, get you a free battery. I think the batteries are $15. They are rechargeable. They are reusable. You can buy multiple cartridges, use the battery. And again, if you buy 5, you get a free battery. Check that out. And again, don't forget, code Burke saves you 10% off of your order. The end-of-year blowout sale starts December 26th and ends on January 3rd. We're marking several products down by 30%. Look, if you want to be a part of this, if you want to get notifications about when the sale starts and things such as that, you can sign up for our SMS list, okay? This is the SMS list. This allows us to text you when these sales are happening. We don't spam. I think we've only sent out one text saying, hey, this is the sale. Here's a code that you get for signing up here that got to get you a big discount. Here is the link. Go enroll now. We do not sell your information. It's strictly ours. It's a way for us to say, fuck social media, fuck censorship. They've already pulled our Shell Shock CBD account on Instagram. Now you have to follow us at Shell Shock CBD1, the number 1. This essentially keeps our lines of communication open with you, the consumer, so you know what's going on. There is a link. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your love and support. Thank you for helping us end 2021 on a good note with the All American Savage Show podcast, as well as Shell Shock CBD. We love you. We appreciate you. Got anything to add, my man?
Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
We will see you guys bright and early next year. You stay savage, America.